We are going to learn the Spanish grammar tense Pretérito Pluscuamperfecto. This tense works in a very similar way than the Pretérito Perfecto. It has two parts. First, you use an auxiliary verb, the verb haber, in Pretérito Imperfecto. So you'll have to say había, habías, había, habíamos, etc. And the second one will be the verb of the meaning, and this one will finish in ado or ido, depending if the verb finishes in AR, ER or IR. When the verb finishes in AR, you'll have to put ado. For example, with trabajar, you'll say trabajado, trabajado. And if the verb finishes in ER or IR, you'll have to put ido. So, for example, with the verb comer, you'll say comido, comido. And with the verb vivir, you'll say vivido, vivido. Let's do an example with the verb trabajar, the verb to work. When you want to say I had worked, you'll say yo había trabajado. Yo había trabajado. You had worked to one person in a friendly way. Tú habías trabajado. Tú habías trabajado. You had worked to one person in a formal way is usted había trabajado. Usted había trabajado. He or she had worked is él o ella había trabajado. Él o ella había trabajado. We had worked is nosotros habíamos trabajado. Nosotros habíamos trabajado. You had worked in a friendly way but to a group of people is vosotros habíais trabajado. Vosotros habíais trabajado. You had worked to a group of people but in a formal way is ustedes habían trabajado. Ustedes habían trabajado. And they had worked is ellos habían trabajado. Ellos habían trabajado. When you want to make a negative sentence, if you want to say I hadn't worked, you'll have to put a no before the había. So, for example, you hadn't worked will be yo no había trabajado. Yo no había trabajado. And the yo, tú, usted, él, ella, etc., you don't need to say them if you don't want to. We just say them to emphasize who does the action. So, for example, you could just say, if you want to say I had worked, you just say había trabajado.